Good morning. Good morning, not good morning, late afternoon. Hey, how about we talk about oil? What's that? What's that? Today we're going to talk about the Surrender blend, Young Living oil. Let me close that. Okay, I'm just going to dive right in. By the way, Nina won a bottle of this. Did you decide, Nina, on the Surrender oil for your monthly prize? But whoops! I won't send you that bottle. That just hit the ground. I had coffee and everything too. For real. So, okay, so the description of Surrender, I've used it several times. Really like to use Surrender when I travel, because traveling is a bitch and things go wrong and you really have to surrender to the flow, right? You just do a lot better, especially flying, if you surrender to the process of traveling and letting go of any hint of an idea that you actually have any control over anything at all, because you really don't. And that gets real clear when you're traveling, especially flying. So the Surrender blend, which is on the floor back underneath, and I'm not crawling under there to get it, so sorry. It's a little blue bottle about that big. I have more. I'll wait till Heath gets up and ask him to crawl under there and get it. Okay, this is the book I'm going to read to you from. And hello again, everybody. And if you're interested in any oil stuff, you can find me, Michelle Wolf, at caddyshackdesigns.com. At the top are tabs for everything that I offer, including Young Living Essential Oils, caddyshackdesigns.com. You're also going to see cat product reviews. That's just my fun stuff. The serious spiritual growthy stuff is on the tabs. Click on the tabs and discover cool things. Surrender is not about just wanting control of being controlling, like a controlling person. I thought initially that's what it was about, but what happened for me is it helped me surrender to processes, the things that I was going through at the time. So I'd been using Dreamcatcher, Highest Potential, Ula Grow, which will knock your socks off. And I would find myself wanting to resist the amount of change I was going through, because there was a lot of pain coming up and a lot of emotions coming up. I'm not a big fan of emotions. I'm okay. Yeah, I'll say I'm getting okay with them. But I wasn't a super big fan of emotions, especially crying. I'm not a person that feels better after I cry. I usually feel worse. So I'd do whatever I could to avoid any kind of bawling. But I was bawling all the time. So the Surrender oil helped me to surrender to the process and have some trust. So it said surrender on the bottle, but I think you could also call it trust. What it says in the book is, it helps one surrender aggression and a controlling attitude. And for me, that was self-aggression. It's aggression toward myself, and it creates a war within myself if I'm actively fighting whatever emotion's trying to come up. Especially when I put myself in that bind, when I was like, I want to feel better and I want to live an authentic life, and I chose my core desired feelings, although I didn't quite know that's exactly what I was doing. But of authenticity and being connected, and I didn't understand at that point that meant I was opening a Pandora's box of all kinds of stuff. I get it now, and now I can help other people go through that process, but at the time I was like, what in the hell is happening? I'm an emotional basket case. But I just kept going, and things went on through. Had I stopped that process, in my opinion, that's an aggressive maneuver. I said I wanted this, then the process started, and then I'm like, oh, hell no, and I crush it down. That's aggressive. That's harmful to me. Denying all those emotions expression is harmful in general. So I feel like the Surrender oil is for the way I'm using it, for aggression against the self, aggression against the process of becoming more authentic, the process of expressing more of who your soul is in the world and being more of a divine extension, like being conscious of that process. We're all extensions of the divine, but we're not particularly conscious of the process. I think the surrender oil helped me with understanding that these hands are the extension. They actually are the physical extension of love in the world, of life in the world. And I can let that divinity guide what these hands do and what this mouth says, or I can fight it. And the surrender oil helped me get more in alignment with allowing myself to be a conduit and not being scared about that and not feeling like it was weird. Although to talk about it still feels kind of woo-woo and strange and weird. And it's just something that I do. I wouldn't say I'm entirely comfortable with talking about it yet. But I do it because that's what we do. Stress and tension are released quickly when we surrender willfulness. So it's like an ego dissolver. You could put it that way. It's like, it's like a melting of your ego. It supports the process. It comes with not as many oils as some of the other blends, but the oils that are in it are really powerful. So there's lavender. Sedative and calming properties, helps overcome nervous tension, depression, and chaotic energy. So I had a little bit of that chaotic energy going this morning when I was totally unfocused. And it didn't occur to me till later that I have a bottle of vetiver right here, which helps me when I get all ADD-ish. And I should have smelled it, and then I didn't because I was chaotic and I didn't think about it. Lemon is in this blend, stimulating and invigorating and promoting a deep sense of well-being. It's very calming. Lemon is very uplifting. You can't hardly smell lemon without feeling somewhat refreshed. We usually have positive scent associations with lemon, lemonade and summer and sunshine and all that stuff. There's some actual studies out there from 2011. A Brazilian university study found that lemon essential oil had sedative and antidepressant effects. And that's from the study. I'm just quoting that from the book. I'm not saying that I know anything about that. Roman chamomile is in this, which smells wonderful. It combats restlessness, tension, and insomnia. Purges toxins from the liver. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does. Who knows? But they say, ancient medicine says your liver is where anger is stored. So if you think about the chamomiles, Roman chamomile, German chamomile, have a really, in my experience, noticeable impact on anger. We'll talk about German chamomile here in a minute, but some people know that that's one of the first oils that I was able to talk my husband into trying, and we put it on his feet at night for 2 weeks because he has a lot of anger. Not so much anymore, but he was struggling with a lot of anger, and that anger had a tendency to come flying out of his mouth really harshly. I feel like there's a difference between German and Roman. I'll talk about that in just a second. So keep the chamomiles in mind as emotional block dissolving powerhouses. Roman chamomile, restlessness, tension, insomnia, opens mental blocks, it says. Spruce, we know that the spruces are refreshing and they release blocks because you smell spruce or pine and you relax. Opens and releases emotional blocks, creating a feeling of balance and grounding. It's the same effect as when you go in a forest and you have that deep relief sigh of, it's quiet here, and there's energy coming off these trees, and the smell of the forest floor is amazing, and you just relax. You know you can feel it even as I'm talking about it. So yours might be the beach or a mountaintop or a hike, but for me it's the forest, being anywhere near trees. Traditionally, spruce was believed to possess the frequency of prosperity. Double benefit. Surrender and boost your prosperity. Angelica is in this. It helps calm emotions and bring memories back to the point of origin before trauma or anger was experienced, helping us let go of negative feelings. And the Angelicas are said to resonate with angel energy if you're into that. Okay, German chamomile has an electrical frequency that promotes peace and harmony, creating a feeling of security. Mountain savory is stimulating and energizing. Okay, I'm going to pull up German chamomile to answer your question, Juliana. The German chamomile works on the cats like a charm too. It's incredibly strong. It's so strong. It smells way overpowering by itself. I can put one drop in a full-size diffuser, and it's enough to kind of take the edge off crazy cats if it's winter and they can't go outside. Now, so far, I haven't noticed a difference in the personality conflicts in the house, but I'm guessing that since they aren't drawing blood, it must be having some kind of effect. I'm going to say it does. So let me pull up German chamomile and see. Because of the FDA stuff, a lot of the good information I used to get. Yeah, but you want to be really careful with cats. So especially with German chamomile, which is super strong, I would take, okay, so here's the rose bottle. So if you have German chamomile, I would tip it over and just put the tiniest bit on your hand, just a little, so you can see the shine. And I'm basing this off Dr. Melissa Shelton's recommendations, and I found them to be true. And then rub your hands together until that shine is almost gone. See, that's like not even a full drop of oil, and I can totally smell that rose. So rub your hands together until there's almost nothing left, and then swipe it down her back, or even better, put it in a diffuser, and it'll give her the option to leave the room if she wants to. Or you can put a drop of lavender and a drop of German chamomile onto a cotton ball and just leave that in the room. I mean, they're super sensitive. It can be in another room and they'll smell it. And actually, the German chamomile is such a stout odor, you can smell it. It's not one you want to go sticking under your nose and be like, this smells fantastic, because it doesn't. It smells fantastic to me, but oh yeah, that's great. So I want to read you this thing about the German chamomile because I'm a huge fan of it. I love the smell. My husband says it smells like something in horse and mule feed. I think he might be crazy. I think he's really just saying that to get me to not use it. Because if you've smelled horse and mule feed, it smells terrific. But maybe that's the problem. I think it smells terrific. He doesn't. Okay. German chamomile, and then I'm going to read to you about Roman chamomile too. Did I just see Michelle pop in? Hey. Roman chamomile. Okay. So, German chamomile is recorded in a reference book for herbal treatments written in 78 AD. So it's super old. Been around a while. I really like the ones that have been around a while, because I feel like time is a good test. Okay. German chamomile regulates the flow of chi or life force in the body by energetically cooling the body. That's why I picked it for my husband, is because he has a hot temper. He has a hot mouth. And not hot in like a, ooh, sexy hot. It hot as in bitchy shit comes flying out of there sometimes. Excuse my language. But he's mouthy. So the German chamomile cools the heat of that anger, and I absolutely believe that's true. We used a blend in transporting 4 cats in a vehicle for 2 days from Colorado to Georgia that had German chamomile in it, and I think it may probably have saved our lives. It has a sweet and grassy aroma. It is cooling to the body. It calms and cools any condition that is irritated or creating heat. So that's anger, irritation, impatience, rage, disgust, anything inflammatory. So, and I think of inflammation as inflammatory thoughts. Thoughts chewing on yourself, thoughts chewing on others. Yes, it definitely makes a difference in temper. Did you guys hear that gunshot? There's a lot of shooting going on out here this weekend. I'm sorry if that was loud. It was loud to me. Once these negative emotions are released, calmness and peace are instilled, which brings clarity to our true path. This oil helps us recognize that self-patience and self-nurturing are qualities we have to learn and master for us to open to the way of spirit. Okay? We cannot bring more spiritual energy into our daily lives if we're still invested in beating ourselves up. Because what happens? You increase your energy and you don't address these things, you blow up. That's when things explode. That's when you just get out of control, or you make terrible mistakes. If you're flooding your system with too much positive and you haven't learned to handle the positive, things go really haywire quick. So as things come up, you've got to deal with them. Or don't go down this path. Stop yourself now so that you don't blow up. There's some responsibility, I think, that comes with stepping onto this pathway. There's a requirement that you become responsible for yourself in a way that we are not usually familiar with. Yeah. It comes with some self-responsibility. I just love you too. Can I scope 3 or 4 times a day? No. Twice a day. I don't know how people do the 3 or 4 times a day. I really don't. Like, when you get anything else done, I don't get it. Although I really do love talking to people like this. Okay. Without mastering self-nurturing and self-patience, we can't see or hear the clues that Spirit have given us to take on the next step on our spiritual path. How synchronous is that? All week we've been talking about how you've got to, set your intention and then let the stuff come up and listen. Inspired action. Inspired action can't get through the heat wave of anger. No, you're not. You're just in time. The chakra for the German chamomile is solar plexus and throat. Solar plexus and throat. It's blue. The chakra color of the throat is actually a blue oil. It's beautiful. And it's in the surrender blend. Okay, now let's contrast that with the Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile creates inner peace. It's a calming oil that resonates well with adults, children, and animals. I don't think so. Oh, is it? Okay. I don't know what Roman chamomile. I don't have a single one. The German is blue. So they must all be blue. For me, the Roman chamomile feels like in a blend, and just thinking about Roman chamomile, it feels lighter, like an aspirin as opposed to a high-powered antibiotic, or a cup of nice tea to help you chill out as opposed to some serious resolving of why you're not chilling out. It feels a little like a lighter layer. So the two of them together, I think, would work really well, because whatever you need and you're open to, you're going to get. Both help you work. They help you work through resistance so you can move forward. So maybe the Roman is more calming. The German is more calming, and the Roman chamomile helps you take the actions. Geez, that's loud. Do you guys hear that? I'm going to text him and say, knock it off. Heath is still asleep. He's in working nights, for God's sake. Yeah, it's so irritating. It freaks the cats out, too. That's part of the thing about living in the country, and especially living in the South. People like to shoot their guns. Yeah. Okay. Roman chamomile is good for muscle strain. Ugh, it's bad in this end. Roman chamomile helps you work through the resistance and take the action to move forward. I'm reading from experience-essential-oils.com. I like her site because she puts more of the spiritual stuff on there. There are several different species of chamomile. Roman and German are the most common. They share similar properties, but they're not totally the same. It's made from the flowers. In ancient Egypt, chamomile was dedicated to the sun god Ra, if that's interested to you. Ra was evoked to restore wholeness to the self. Is it Ray or Ra? Soothing to the skin, soothing muscle discomfort, very calming and relaxing. The Roman chamomile brings peace, love, and acceptance to the self. So the German chamomile is cooling to whatever inflammatory thoughts or emotional states. Raw. The Roman chamomile is acceptance. Opens communications to the angelic realm by increasing intuition and receptivity. Can be helpful for shock and grief. It is for, okay, so the other one was solar plexus and throat, German chamomile, and this one is heart and crown. So heart and crown, and then German is, so you're getting a lot of chakra work in these blends. Maybe that is what's making them so much more powerful than the singles, because they're activating different chakra centers, or chakra centers. However, I know there's like a lot of disagreement in how you pronounce that word. This is also great for animals. Again, just being super careful about the amount and always giving animals the choice of whether they participate in sniffing that oil or not. So those are the two I really wanted to draw your attention to in the Surrender blend, because they're just, in my personal experience and in my understanding, the chamomiles are just really, really powerful. And I was going to read you the list again, and of course I, closed the book. Let me find it. Do you have questions? These have physical properties as well. It's just that you'd need to get your physical impact information somewhere else, because I haven't really used them for that. I've really used the oils primarily for moving through emotional blocks, increasing my intuition, increasing my spiritual connection is what my because that started happening, and then I was like, wait, is this related? And then I started using them that way, and for me it is. Okay, Surrender. Lavender, lemon, Roman chamomile, spruce, angelica, German chamomile, and mountain savory. Real quick, let's look and see what mountain savory is about, because I don't know. Take a peek here. Mountain savory. Yes. Hey, singer. If I think most of you follow WebEV, but she has a great scope today, singing in the car. I loved that. I loved that so much. I admire you so much, Evie. Mountain Savory. Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I loved it. Mountain Savory is from France. Has been used as a general tonic for the body. Now, it suggests antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti. Okay, I'm going to turn my notifications on then. So if you want to hear Evie singing in the car at 4. Viral stuff. Revitalizes and stimulates the nervous system. Powerful energizer and motivator. So let's see which chakra it activates. Just for fun, since we're on here anyway. Ooh, it's fabulous. Let's see. Mountain Savory. Okay, Mountain Savory, a general tonic for the body, energizing, yada yada. The name let's see, wait a minute. Flowers, Ooh, the Romans called this the herb of virility and love. Helps support the immune system as a sharp herbaceous aroma like spruce trees and pine trees. And okay, well, here you go. It allows us to release overbearing control of our lives or others or ourselves. It does this by letting go of the hurt and disappointment contained in the ego part of the mind. It also opens our heart to sexuality. There, I said it. I said the S word. I'm totally embarrassed. The energy must flow from the root through the sacral to the heart chakra in order to embrace unconditional love. The energy may be stuck as a result of shame, guilt, or even a fear of intimacy. If we're lucky, whew, this is awkward. I don't know why I'm such a prude. You can still have sex with yourself. I'm sorry if this is getting uncomfortable, but it's true. It is a part of manifestation. I mean, let's just say that. So 6 chakras so far. That's pretty good. I'm guessing that one of the other oils activates. I'm thinking that you're getting all your chakras in this. And, you know, a healthy sexual expression is part of manifesting in the world. Have you seen my libido? You're like, it's missing. I've lost it. Has anyone seen my libido? Put a sign up. Put it on Craigslist in the Lost and Found section. Lost libido. Last seen in 2007. Ah, geez. Yeah, sex is creative. Oh, I know. Can you imagine? If I had put that in the title, we'd have so many trolls. Lost but no reward. You're like, I'm not even sure I want it back. Maybe it's okay that it's lost. Oh, you guys. The corresponding color for this one is yellow and orange. This is not a good oil for cats. So, and that's unusual for her to come out and say, don't use this on cats. So maybe don't use it on cats. There's plenty of others that have the chamomiles in them that are good for cats. Again, Dr. Melissa Shelton has created her own blend now, specifically for animals that I feel highly comfortable recommending because the quality is so high. I have 3 of her blends. I don't feel threatened by recommending her stuff. It's Animalio is how she pronounces it. It's Animal EO, but she pronounces it Animalio from Spain or something. Anyway, you can find her on Facebook. Animalio has a Facebook page. I go to her for anything before I use it on my animals. Even if I'm using my own Young Living oils, not her blends, I go to her to see what's recommended and she's done an amazing amount of research on animals. So, she's my go-to animal person. So anyway, Nina, are you still here? I'm gonna put that in the mail to you, the surrender oil in the mail to you on Tuesday. I have to mail the dog portrait on Tuesday, so I'll just put it in the mail on the same day. I think that's all I've got for you. The surrender oil is amazing. There must be a lag on our comments because they completely disappeared. Any questions? Experience-essential-oils.com. Great resource. If you want to talk about Young Living oils from me, you can get me at caddyshackdesigns.com, and there's tabs across the top. I'm pretty sure let me just look. I'm pretty sure there's an actual oil tab now. I took it down for a while because people were getting crazy. Thank you, caddyshackdesigns.com. I did, speaking of cats, I did some consulting last night with the woman that Ginger Rose came from. She has 7 cats, 2 of which were actively trying to kill the other 2. It took her 3 months, but she gave me a lot of good advice for how to deal. Oh, my internet connection has slowed down. That's what's happened. I see. Yes, on the right-hand side is a Young Living Essential Oil tab. Oh, and it shows I'm live on Periscope. I didn't know that actually worked. So, that's all I got. That's all I got. Oh, okay, one more thing I want to tell you, totally not related to oils. But Carrie Ann Moss is doing a year-long program called the Fierce Grace Collective. FierceGraceCollective.com. It's $29 a month or $290 for the whole year. I listened to her talk this morning, and I'm going to put the link on my Facebook page. What you're getting for your $29 a month is incredible. She's also focusing on the moon phases, and I'm totally going to go sign up as soon as I get off of here, actually. There's a meditation, there's a group call, there's all kinds of stuff for $29. And I'm not an affiliate, so I'm not making money off of this. But I'll put the link on my Facebook page, and at 4 o'clock Eastern, pay attention to your notifications because Eve is an awesome singer. And it is fun to imagine yourself in the car singing along with her. It's a great way to spend a few minutes. So, okay, if you have questions, let me know. If not, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow for our regular before noon Eastern scope. And I'll have the twins with me. So we'll see how much we get done. Bye. Bye. Happy Sunday.